Postel.
You know, we could shake our crystal ball / snow globe, because I think there are a lot of people who wouldn't mind a little more snow because it's January and we've got some, or at least the potential.
Yeah, I'm not really bullish on the snow chances in the Northeast. I think even this forecast might be a little bit optimistic, but it does tell us a story that probably some of the higher amounts in the Northeast will be at elevation in the Adirondacks, Green and White Mountains, the mountains of Western Maine. So if you want snow, you probably have to get not just inland, but up in altitude, because overall, as you mentioned, this is a warm storm.
It's a very warm storm. You know, we're talking about some cold air in place, but if you're looking at big nor'easters and that produce big snow, you're looking for an Arctic high in place ahead of it. Non-existent.
Nada. And, you know, Paul and I were looking at this earlier, and you as well, Maria. If we said nor'easter, January, situation like this, you'd think, uh-oh, we could be in for a real doozy of a snowstorm. But as you mentioned, the conditions prior are not ripe. They're not going to really allow cold air to get in. There's going to be a lot of maritime air coming in off the Atlantic. It's going to be windy on Monday. There might be some coastal beach erosion, and it's going to be an impactful event.
Right.
But just not really a snowy one.
Right. I mean, it's upper 30s, low 40s with 20 to 30 mile per hour winds and rain. Sounds pretty miserable. So we do want to prepare you for that. But with cold enough in some places, there will be some snow. Yeah.
That's a better way to put it. Not a lot of cold air, and as the storm moves up, it's going to bring even some warmer air with it, and that will move inland as well. So I never really thought a whole lot about this as a big snow event, but I don't want to take away, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be impactful with lots of wintry mix and very difficult driving conditions too.
All right, so it's obviously one to watch. Yeah. What are you watching as sort of maybe the wild card that, you know, it looks like winds we got, moisture we got. Is the cold air really going to be that much of a question, you know, always watching the track, if it's jogging 50 miles one way versus another?
I'm not sure the track matters a whole lot in this one. I just don't think we have the cold air in eastern Canada or, you know, near thereabouts to get into the system in time. And I don't think it matters a whole lot of the track. I mean, we could talk about wiggles here, wiggles there, which we know we haven't yet sorted out. But I'm not so sure that the snowfall is sensitive to those wiggles in the track this time around. It just looks like a rain event to me, pretty much up and down the board with lots of mix at higher elevations.
But like you said, we're keeping an eye on the impacts because it will be happening during a Monday morning rush, you know, the lunch hour, the evening rush, and even on into Tuesday morning's rush. So you got to make some decisions about travel in these spots where you have the purple, the freezing rain, and that mix. Always a problem.
Right, and that's, you know, worse than snow to travel in. So areas that have a mix or even freezing rain in purple at some of those elevations, we'll have to watch out, because if there is, for example, freezing rain, that's foolish. Because not foolish, it's what's what I'm looking for? Confusing. Because you see rain coming down, but it freezes on contact, and it can make things very difficult to travel in. Even though it looks like it's raining, it's not.
And then by Tuesday night, Wednesday, it's kind of moving on to the next one.
And then it moves out, yes. And colder air eventually comes back into the Northeast as we head toward the very end of the month, early part of Feb. Much colder air coming back to the Northeast.
All right, Dr. Postel.